Hey everybody, welcome to the SOBs who love SOV. It's been a hot minute since we've been together. I am Becca and I am joined here with co-host Maddie Deering.
Hello.
And Slade.
Was I?
Now we are minus a Tony Masiello. He is having some medical issues right now, guys, so send him some good thoughts and vibes.
We miss you, Tony.
We miss you, Tony. I miss you guys, too, because it's been forever since we've done this. But we've all been a little slacky, but I think it's all, pretty warranted. You know, there's been a lot going on with work and life and quarantine and all that jazz.
Hooray for being essential. Ooh.
Yeah.
And fuck murder hornets, too.
Yeah. Hey, luckily, I am not essential to anyone. Y'all are. But we are here. We are here now. That's important to talk about 1988's Woodchipper Massacre from my teen heartthrob John McBride.
He's so dreamy.
Yes, so dreamy. He was more dreamy in Cannibal Came Out, but he's dreamy here. And this is a little different than what we've done before, because this is, as Slade said before, it's not really a horror movie. And there were people who were kind of taken aback by that, who had seen his first movie. But this is really, I don't even know if I'd call it a dark comedy. I mean, this is almost like pure on comedy. What do you guys think?
I think it's a dark sitcom. Like, I fully expected it wouldn't be out of character to have canned laughter pop up in certain certain scenes in this movie.
Yeah, I agree with Slade. I think it's like a dark sitcom for sure.
Yeah, it's almost like Charles in Charge or something, like Gone Wrong or something.
Oh no! What are we gonna do?
Yeah.
Shenanigans they get into.
Yes, we've got to get the lawn mowed before Dad gets home.
and it's just so weird the way that they play with tone in this movie, because from the opening scrawl, you feel like it's going to be something deeply serious.
Right. And so he did say, initially, before he ever made the movie, he had anticipated making a Texas Chainsaw Massacre type thing. And that's what the crawl feels like, because there's 75,000 people killed by their family in the USA last year. And one of 10 of them were never solved because they were disposed of in ingenious ways.
you taking a rent in the VHS of this, and you're like, oh shit, this is intense. This is the way Texas started off. And I'm like, oh shit, what are we gonna? Because I mean, the cover, you look at it and it's just like Woodchipper Massacre, and you're like, yeah. And then the whole time, I can imagine some gorehound at home that's just like, all right, when's the fucking massacre gonna start? Because it's not happening, and I'm getting impatient.
Now, the 80s were the time for putting massacre into your title. This one actually has 2 deaths, whereas Micromade Massacre was not a massacre at all.
Does that even classify as a massacre for 2 deaths? It seems
close enough.
Yeah. See, I'm going with that, Maddie. It's close enough. You got 2 people, because I actually looked up the definitions of Holocaust, massacre, that kind of stuff before, because this question has come up before. But I think for an 80s shot on video movie, 2 peoples is good enough for me.
There's people saying, "Oh, it's a Holocaust," and Rebecca is like, "Is it though? Is it?"
A Holocaust is it's in comparison to the population of people.
Oh, okay. So it's percentile based.
Yeah, it's kind of more of a rate based type thing. Yeah.
That's cool. I did not know that.
Yeah.
It had the rainbow come around, and it's
I know. The more you know, baby, the more you know. So we have a really cool montage at the beginning where you think it's the bad guy, with an electric chainsaw with an extension cord. By the way, my neighbor has everything like that. Like his mower, his weed eater, everything has an extension cord. It's so lame.
I thought it was that part was really cool, especially like the establishing shots with the wood chipper. Like it just kind of set a mood that it just totally ruined like 5 minutes later.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the fact that they can't have like gas like chainsaws and stuff, but they can rent that enormous freaking wood chipper. Oh my god, that's like, yeah. Go ahead, Maddie.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I think it's hilarious when that guy scares him when he's like playing with the wood chipper.
Yes. What a joker that dad is. Oh,
what a good pop-up scare.
Didn't mean to make you jump into the wood chipper. Now, I didn't listen to a lot of the commentary because I only had one chance to watch this. And, I mean, I've seen it before, but I haven't seen it for a while. And usually I'll put on like the subtitles if I'm doing the commentary. I could not get the subtitles to work on this. So, but I did listen to a few things. That it was I sent you guys a screenshot. I'm like, the editor at Camp Retro was gone that day because it said the commentary with Mike Polonia and John John McBride.
Yeah.
Oh, love it.
Wonderful.
Yeah, wonderful. But yeah, so there were a few things that I caught, like from the little bit that I got. And so they really did rent that wood chipper, and it really was there for a weekend. And so they had to get everything with the wood chipper done before they had to take it back to the rental center. And can you imagine if somebody from the rental center actually saw this movie and they were like, oh.
Those are those pieces of shit that had like red food coloring all over the insides of the.
Hey!
The Caro syrup was just getting.
Dude, those kids wiped that down great at the end of this movie. By the way,
they did. They really did.
Oh,
spoilers. Yes. But yes. Oh God. Denise in this is, oh God, I get Denise Adil, I guess. She's so wonderful. Yes. Both the kids, honestly, were actually really good actors, I thought, for considering that this is kind of the only thing they ever did, from what I understand.
And that was one of the things I did pick up was Tom and Denise. And of course, like Cannibal came out, everybody's name is their name in this, conveniently. So Tom and Denise were actually two child actors that John McBride saw in a local production of South Pacific, and he was impressed by them and hired them and kind of wrote it around them. So he had kind of thought it was going to be more horror, and then he got these kids in, and he decided to make it campier and write it around them, and it works really well to me.
I think so too.
Definitely.
I think what was the budget for this? Around $400 or something like that?
And $350 of it went to the wood chipper.
Probably.
More than likely.
The other 50 was the chicken that had to be cut up.
Aunt Tess's wig probably was a couple bucks thrown in there too.
$5.
$5 is probably generous to say. So of course, the basic thing is the dad is going away on a business trip, even though there's a college age brother there with the two teenage kids. He decides to get Aunt Tess to come and stay, and for whatever reason. And Aunt Tess is John McBride's mother in like the worst like yarn wig ever to be spray painted silver.
oh my gosh, it's her acting in this was delightfully terrible. Like as far as like I rewatched this again with my wife, and she the whole time she was like groaning. It's like she is terrible. Oh my god.
Okay, we should mention that Samantha, Slade's wife, shout out to Samantha, is also a drama instructor for a high school. So that should tell you something.
Well, she wasn't saying that it was necessarily bad. She was just like, "Oh my god, they've written her to be just fucking awful."
Oh,
just
yeah.
so
she's like one of the worst characters in any movie. When they say like who's a character in a movie, you know, you're like, glad died or whatever. I mean, here you go.
Just instantly, you're just like, I hope this bitch gets in the wood chipper.
Exactly.
Well, and she plays it so nice when Dad's still there. Like, I'm going to make sure you guys eat. And she brings a Jax set.
That's what I was about to say. Here's some Jax. Because I know what the kids like.
That's right. What I found at the dollar store. Yeah.
Oh, and then he takes and leaves them with Aunt Tess. And I can't remember. No, it's before he goes to the bus station to take and pick her up. I remember like when I had taken and picked up the Camp Motion DVD. I believe, did I send it to you? I think I sent it to you, Rebecca. Yeah. The video of him driving off with that ridiculous music. I laughed so hard at that. It was wonderful. It's still, even though I've watched this movie several times, it still cracks me up because it's just Casio keyboard.
Okay. And I put on here, I'm going to try to do this. I probably will actually like put this in as a soundbite, but
yes, please.
A lot of times the theme that would play has that Brady Bunch, Hawaii, Bobby Brady Magic Tiki sound. Like, I'm going to try it. It's just thrown in there.
Perfect. And the commentary, he said, because I watched most of the commentary, that the music was like pre-recorded before they just had to put it in the movie later, so it wasn't like set to the movie.
Oh, okay. So they just
take it through that.
Yeah. Now I'm saying that it sounds ridiculous and stuff, but I mean that in the best possible way because I really enjoy this movie. It's so much fun, and Samantha really enjoyed it too, which surprised me. It's actually her second shot on video film that she's ever seen. So
ever seen?
Yeah, I don't expose her to.
What was the first?
Oh, Rebecca knows exactly what the first is.
Probably Redneck Zombies, I would say.
Oh, of course. Yeah, of course.
If she's never seen Tobacco Man, she ain't seen nothing.
If Horror Hound is back up next year and I have the ability to, I think I might try and cosplay as Tobacco Man.
You have to.
I've been waiting for you, boy. I've been waiting.
Oh, and you could even have like a fake like truck front, for your tobacco truck. And
oh yeah. Oh god.
Oh man, I'd help you with this. Oof, all over it.
Oh, that sounds like fun. Nobody would get it though.
I would.
You would, and God. Well, yeah, you be the only one.
No. If you did it at Gross Fest or Tampa Bay Screams, I bet somebody else would get it.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. Because all the cool people were there, or Cinema Wasteland probably too. God, I want to take and go there next year too. I was hoping to go this year, but then the Rona happened. So
yeah, the Rona. So, Maddie, you're the last one who got to go to a con, right? Because you went to the one in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I went there and then I had my premiere literally like a day or two before everything shut down. The weekend before.
Yep.
So I did Horror Realm.
Yeah, and I started my crowdfunding like that same day, and then it was like 2 days later everything shut down.
Yeah.
We got right in there.
Perfect timing.
And you guys if you haven't already, go and support the embalmers. We got how many days are left now?
Oh man, I think I need to make a post tonight because I think there's 7 days. I wanted to do a Samara thing.
You need to plug your shit, woman.
I know. Oh, I do. Oh my God, are you kidding me?
I know, but I mean,
that's all I fucking do. No, but I wanted to do like a Samara thing, like 7 days.
Yeah, I just pre-ordered a Blu-ray.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you to everybody who has, and we'll make this. We're gonna make it happen. We're gonna make it happen as long as,
of course,
as long as the Rona doesn't get all of us. Okay, but we're going back to the fun movie that is Woodchipper Massacre now. So her mood changes the instant that he pulls away. And then she's just like, I'm going to make dinner and blah, blah, blah. And she makes, is that like ear casserole that she made or what is that?
I don't want to know.
Samantha was like, what the fuck is that? She didn't say it like that, but she's like, what the hell are they eating?
Yeah, so Maddie, you listened to the commentary. Did they say what they put in that?
No, I don't believe they did.
Because, I mean, it was
ask the real questions on these commentaries.
I know. Mike Polonia really sucks at these.
I had to ask Todd Sheets, like, what, in Bonehill Road, what Douglas Epps was feeding them at the table, like, because they was never addressed, because it was like, what the fuck, is that meat?
What was it?
It was like a veggie, like a vegan.
Yeah, because Millie, it was a vegetarian, I know.
Yeah.
A couple of them were vegetarians, but it's still, they made it look gross.
It was really gross, and as this was too.
Yeah, it was stringy. It was like the mushrooms that you pick in the woods, and like some like leftover pancakes and some ears. And maybe like cream of mushroom soup all put together.
You got to fatten them up because they're practically wasting away. How would she say?
Except for the girl, of course. The girl's like, "Well, you got some color to your face." That's not the thing you say to the girl. No. Ugh. But so I love how then they go to watch a movie on the couch, and John is supposed to go out. Of course, she doesn't want John to go out. Even though that was like the whole point, right, of her being there is so that he could have some time. But they sit there on the couch to watch this movie because John's like, I want to go out, and the kids are like, no, you don't. Come on, really, you want to stay?
Well, I mean, I thought that was hilarious. That like this, like totally cementing in this woman is a complete bitch. Is like, you're not going out with some whore, some hussies. It's like, oh my God, well, how are you jumping to that conclusion immediately just because they want to go out on a date? It's like, no, just she has to be a complete slut because she wants to go out on a date with you.
Oh, but I love it how she starts telling them, people watch this trash now, and that's what, like, kids are murdering their babies and blah blah blah, all this other stuff, and then Tom goes, hey, speaking of, how's your kid doing?
Yeah. And they just kind of look over at him like, oh no. He just did.
Your son ever get out of prison?
Mm-hmm. Mm. Yeah, and we didn't mention that the son is in prison, but he got out, and it's like the dad is like, oh, poor Aunt Tess, and the kids are like, oh, our cousin was like really messed up.
Yeah, he's scary. Real scary.
So the next day, it's Saturday, 11:32 a.m.
It was always like it was oddly specific with the time, like the exact time.
And it was written out.
Yes,
right, like, every time it was like the words. 11.
This is when shit is happening in the morning. You need to know the exact time.
Like, that's about when I'm getting up. But it starts out pretty standard of like, this kind of like reminds me of the template for like, don't tell mom the babysitter's dead or something.
Yeah.
Okay. So that wasn't just me. I was like, of course, John has to go out and do yard work because that was what the dad told him to do. And she's actually kind of cool with that. But then I think, like, okay, she makes Tom go clean his room. But, like, I think that in this segment, I think Denise gets the shit end of the deal because she's directly with Tess.
Yeah, she cleans terribly. And then we have the chicken scene, which is...
Oh, yeah. Oh, and she tells her as they're dusting, I don't know why you guys don't have hoof and mouth disease.
It's just so random.
Hoof and mouth. Yeah, but the chicken thing. Okay, so I'm a vegetarian. You guys are not. Have either of you ever bought a chicken where you had to pull out the innards?
Never.
Yes.
Oh, well, Slade doesn't count because Slade comes from Kentucky. We're going with Maddie's answer here.
Okay, no.
I'm not much of a chef, so.
I mean, like, okay, I'm just saying this. Like, okay, if you go to the store, I know if you go and buy a turkey, they put, like, all this stuff in a bag because some people want to eat it. But, like, if you go to the store and you buy a Tyson whole chicken, it's cleaned out, correct?
Yeah. Generally, it's just whole in the respect that it's not been touched outside of the innards.
Right. It's not been cut up. The skin's still on it. That kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I haven't seen one of those, and oh god, I don't even know. Like since we had local. Well, no, we had local butcher shops like close to home where they would when you took and bought a chicken, it was just like it hadn't been in that
no feathers, no head. No.
Yeah, Samantha's grandmother would take and take and grab the chickens out and then just like shake them and break their necks, and then so thankfully my family didn't take and have chickens. We had hogs, so that was kind of a different,
so much more pleasant.
Yeah, they I was never around for when they butchered them because I was too little at the time. They got rid of them later, but yeah, the whole I've seen chickens like completely stripped down like that and helped with the cleaning. So it's not pleasant.
I'm gonna make a statement here though. Being a vegetarian, okay, this is not me being preachy or whatever, but I'm like, if you can't handle that part of it, you probably shouldn't eat meat. Like,
absolutely.
If you can't handle it being an animal who is dead, then I don't think you should maybe eat it.
Yeah, I think there's a level of responsibility with hunters. Like when they take and kill something and they actually take and eat all of it, that's we've got a really big disconnect between us and our food that like our grandparents probably didn't have.
Right.
Which is kind of shown in this movie. Like that generation is like, hey, I took and cleaned this entire thing out and it's not gross, it's just dinner. So
and the whole thing of like you're gonna use every part of it and that kind of thing. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I cannot believe I'm like score one for Aunt Tess on this. I'm with her on that one. I am really.
No, Rebecca, stop beating us to death with your veganism. Stop it. Just stop.
Whatever. Yeah. But, so, okay, plot point, she takes her ring off. She's got this huge, like, wedding ring with, like, big clusters of diamonds. She takes it off to cut up the chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that, everybody.
Yeah, they focus that, like, hard.
Yeah, you're like, okay. 5 seconds later, you're like, okay, I remember the ring. Okay. But Tom's going to be fucking in trouble when he's upstairs, like air guitaring while he's supposed to be cleaning. His room is a mess, to be fair.
It is.
Samantha commented.
It's typical boy his age's room.
That's what Samantha said. She was like, that is exactly how a boy cleans his room. He just kind of throws things in different areas. Not really picks anything up, and I can attest to that.
But he should have known, turning on that music that loud, that's going to be like a beacon to that bit.
I know.
Oh, that's the devil's music, too.
Oh, right. What if you play? I love it. If you play it backwards, you hear demonic passages. Well, the music he was listening to was purely instrumental.
I never caught that.
It's got to be of Satan because it's got guitars in it. So
that's right. That's right.
Guitars. And then all of a sudden, oh, the mail truck.
Oh, yep. Mail's in.
Yep. Yeah, the Red Ryder BB gun of this movie, but it's not.
And you know that was a thing. Okay, Maddie, again, did they say anything about that in the commentary? The compass in it, was that not a reference to Christmas Story?
They didn't say anything about that, no.
Jeez. Okay, I am going to have to get with John McBride. We're going to have to clear some of these things up because that had to have been, because it was like a Rambo knife and he's like, look at the compass and the stop.
Yeah.
We'll get him on the show and then we'll just take and grill him with all these random ass questions and be like, I don't fucking remember. Why does it matter?
I don't know. Maybe I saw A Christmas Story. I don't know.
Oh God!
But I will admit that for a mail order, like quote unquote toy or whatever, because usually that stuff. I mean, the sister's right. That stuff usually is total shit. He gets that knife. That's a pretty badass fucking knife.
I know.
Yeah. It's pretty cool, and I don't think they ever mentioned how much he spent on it, but he references him spending his own money on it several times, like a lot of money on it. So
did they not?
I can't remember.
I watched a lot of Brady Bunch while I was watching this, so I'm like, there were a few mail order things on Brady Bunch that are clouding my memory. But
do you remember, Maddie, if he mentions it?
I don't think so, but I don't know for sure.
It's asking the real questions here. How much was that knife? And where did it come from? Was it part of the budget or was that?
Well, his dad gave him part of the money too. Because she was like, your dad lets you have this. He's like, my dad gave me the money, part of the money.
But he won't buy him that fucking 10-speed.
I know. I was just going to say that.
Not yet. Yes, because he's not old enough or responsible enough for a 10-speed. But, a big freaking,
He can have an implement of death. That's not to take and just whittle with, kids. That's something you go stab with.
That was that was something that you go kill the chicken with. But here's where the comedy starts. So, of course, Tom and Tess are fighting because he stands up. I'm all with him. He stands up to her because she's like, give me that knife. And he's like, no. Yeah. And you can see Denise kind of look over like, oh.
Oh, no, he didn't.
Oh, Denise and her banana comb. Her green swatch watch. I had everything that Denise had in this movie, by the way, except for braces.
I had braces, so.
There we go. So we're a package deal then. I mean, I think I even had that shirt. If I didn't have that shirt, I had something damn similar, Pastels and lots of perm and hairspray.
Wonderful Trapper Keeper.
Oh, yes, she had the Trapper Keeper. That's right. But I love it. So basically they get in a fight and Tess falls on the knife, which I didn't really pay attention. I mean, he keeps saying that that's what happens. I didn't really go back to watch.
He's lying.
Yeah.
She did not fall on that knife.
No, not at all. Because it stabs her before she falls on the ground, it looks like.
I was almost with that plausible deniability. I'm like, Tom, yeah, she fell on the knife.
She totally fell on the knife and instantly died.
Yeah.
She was dead before she hit the floor. It was
You don't say the murder word. But I love the kids' response to that. And they're like, do we call 911 or not? And
the whole exchanges.
Oh my God. And then when Denise says, I just got to do this. You're in trouble. Just like 2D from the Facts of Life.
I'm pretty sure they don't fry 13-year-olds.
They don't fry you till you're at least 16.
Oh, when she starts to say, "Oh, I'm gonna get kicked out of the Girl Scouts," and it's, oh god, like every line that they take and say with that, like if they put in a long enough pause, they could just throw in like canned laughter.
Exactly.
And it would fit in just perfect.
Yeah. And then you'll never get that 10 speed now. It was so like Punky Brewster, but with a really dark twist.
Oh, and I love when the dad calls too. Like in the middle of all this. And also the her love interest
Mark.
When he called.
That's like
oh god,
my favorite part of the whole movie. Honestly, it's hilarious.
It's mine too. It's my favorite part of the whole movie because it's just so wonderful. She's just so wrapped up in her love for this. Can I go to the movies? And they just look at the corpse and they look back at her and they go, no. Well, it's like, can he come over? And they look at her again. It's just like, no, no, he can't. He can't come over. It's like, why? It's like,
yeah, maybe another time. The comedic timing in this was great with the kids.
Yes.
The three kids played off each other so well. Definitely. I loved it.
Yes, it's so funny all those exchanges and just oh god, I and what follows is so is my second favorite part of the movie because it's so damn absurd.
It's absurd, but it makes sense. So, after they talk to Dad, and she's like, "Oh yeah, well she's kind of dead." And he's like, "Oh, she's taking a nap." She's like, "Yeah, she's been out for a few minutes or whatever." But like when she gets off the phone, like she has like this resolve and just is like, I have a plan. And then it's all about the Woodchipper.
Yeah.
We have a saw montage.
Yes, and when they're taking and got these implements to take and chop her up and everything, they just got smiles on their faces. They're just like, we're gonna take and chop her up because that's the sensible thing to do. And it's you call back to the chicken, and she's so grossed out to take full innards out of a chicken, but hell yeah, let's take this hacksaw.
No, but she says it towards the end when she's dealing with that. She's like, "Oh, Aunt Tess is right. Wait.
Once you start working with the meat,
it's not too bad."
Yeah.
Oh god.
And this is maybe what makes it a little more comedy than dark comedy is the fact that it's just like, I mean, Aunt Tess is just like a very throwaway. Like, she's not even like a person. She's a caricature just down to the fact that they give her like that almost like doll wig. So once they start doing the stuff, you're all like, you're totally 100% with these kids. Like, yeah, you go Fargo that bitch.
Does this make us bad people? Are we going to start killing?
Oh, yeah, I love that line.
I just wonder, like, well, after they take and saw her up, they realize, hey, it's going to take and muck up the woodchipper. So they just instantly go to, hey, let's put her in the freezer.
Because they saw Microwave Massacre. That's exactly why.
So like I love it when they're just taking and having just like brother and sister conversation with this, like just lazy and just like, oh well, la la la, and they're taking and shoving these bloody body parts wrapped in newspaper next to the tortillas in the
yes.
Oh.
Which like again, it's obviously the comedy and everything, but how long does it take for, okay, like if I put an ice cube tray in the freezer, like before it's even remotely like solid, I mean, that's like hours, right?
Yeah, several hours.
Yeah.
That's not like a 30-minute and then we've got some icicle feet or something. I'm glad that elicited icicle feet.
Or because good God, Tess had a massive rib cage on her when they take and start throwing her into the wood chipper because it's like fucking cattle ribs.
Yeah, it might have been like a cow's rib cage, yes.
But yes, they throw her into after she's hardened up a bit into the wood chipper. And
okay, I understand this is before CSI, before whatever, but like when you threw that out the wood chipper, it would only have like so much of a trajectory. I mean, wouldn't the ground like pretty much like in like an arc radius be like red?
Yeah, and like just plop like minced up gunk too. So
right, and you chip up wood and you get chips. So okay,
and there would be tons in the bottom of it too. Like
yeah, but you chip up like the flesh. I could see meat, whatever. But like the bones, aren't there just going to be just like pieces of wood? We're just going to have bone chips everywhere. Like somebody's not going to notice that. Like when they go to mulch the next season.
Yeah,
they cleaned all that up. And
that's what. Yeah,
that is true.
They cleaned that pretty good. They get the little boy down in there and all the way down inside of it.
I was going to say that's right, Maddie. They had about an hour to do about 5 days worth of yard work, but like it spanned over like 3 seasons.
It's totally fine. Totally fine. Now,
Dad, it's the new trend. It's a bone mulch. Haven't you ever heard of it?
I think the next part with when the son of Tess takes and comes into play, and they start playing the spooky music and stuff. Like this was so odd because it went from being like really comedic to really dark, like just like at the drop of a hat for a bit. Because all his interactions, this guy's interactions are like pretty intense.
Yeah.
And this could almost pass for like a PG movie until he shows up and starts cursing up a storm. So.
And yeah, it becomes a little more like home invasion at this point.
Yeah.
Because the kids really are in peril at this point. Like they've taken care of their first problem, but this one is like probably not something they can just deal with.
Yeah,
the kids were intimidated by him for real because he did so. I mean, I think he did a great job. But
yeah,
that's like Denise.
But I don't feel like that they conceded to him enough, considering what they were trying to hide. I mean, I know, like, just give him whatever. Like, I know they were trying to be coy, like they knew where the money was, but they didn't want to tell. It's like, no, just tell him where the money is. Just tell him. Tell him wherever. What? Come on, just do it.
So, Samantha said that he looked like an older, eviler version of Tom. So I was like, maybe he might be related to him. I don't know.
Good cast. So now the kids, they think Dad's going to be back this Sunday. They think he's going to be back at 5. Now he calls and he got everything done, and he's going to be back at 2. Yeah. So,
he's going to be home a little bit earlier, and Tessa's son is trying to squeeze his mom for a little bit of money because he's in debt to some bad people.
This is where the ring comes back into play. He sees the ring on the counter and he's like, Mom wouldn't do this, whatever. And like, Denise is like, no, I mean, she probably just like forgot it, when she was like cutting chicken, whatever. But then like, he's like saying like he's going to sell it. And she like questions him like, you're going to sell her ring? Why don't you just go, hey, here's your mom's ring. Why don't you go hawk this and get the hell out of here?
Yeah.
I love too after that after he finally accepts that she's left and taken the ring, he automatically jumps to the conclusion that everybody has a stash of cash around their house, and I was just sitting there thinking like, wow, does everybody really have a stash of cash? Because I sure as fuck don't.
No.
It'd be awesome to have like a couple mason jars with some money in the back.
I got a change jar and maybe like $8 in my purse, everybody. Just saying.
You could take and check my couch and maybe find like $2 or so.
I mean, I don't even have, hey, for any of you out there who are listening, whoever would think about robbing me, I don't even have jewelry or anything. I have like a TV that has like no like resale value. Like, yeah.
That sure as fuck sounds like something somebody with a lot of money in their house would say, Rebecca.
Oh, I'm looking at my vintage Snoopy lunchbox over here that I paid about $8 for. And yeah, it's looking pretty good, kids.
I don't know, some of those shot on videos that are they're out of print are kind of expensive now.
They really
you know what? If somebody wants to come in here, like a robber wants to come in here and like inventory my house and tell me what's worth shit, I'm totally good with that. Because I have vintage Barbies that aren't worth shit right now because of the market. So I'm good with that.
You just have a robber come in and be like, oh, there's somebody broke in the house. There's nothing disturbed. And then you go back into your back room or wherever you keep your Barbies, and then they're nowhere to be found.
Like,
that son of a bitch.
Twirly Twirls came back in the market. God damn it.
They knew the true treasures.
Oh, God. All right. Segue. Okay, so this does get a little like kind of crazy. So John finally comes home, and Kip, who is the Kim or Kip? Is it Kim?
It's Kim. I thought it was Tim, but I looked it up and it's Kim.
Yeah, I didn't realize it till the credits. But he knocks him out, and I don't know why they didn't use that to their advantage. It's weird, but like, I mean, the sister starts saying like, "Oh, we got a TV, we got this VCR, this computer. It's all worth like $10K, blah blah blah." She's kind of like working it right there.
Yeah, and then we got this other thing, but I don't know. It's like.
It's this machine, and it's like $10,000, which is like, fucking brilliant. I want Denise on my team if I ever have like somebody break into my house. Yo, Denise. But yeah, so they end up putting him in the wood chipper. And they find out you can put whole people in that thing.
You can put I put that. I was like, you can put whole people in it. Yeah. Oh, who knew? And it's like, ew.
and the dog that comes up, I did see that in the commentary that the dog came up. That was not planned.
Yeah, so perfect.
Like nom nom nom. Get out of here, doggo.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
I know you like K syrup, but let's keep going.
Yep. And then they have then they're like, "Oh no, Dad's gonna be home here in soon." And he's like, "What?"
This is when we go back to like a growing pains episode.
We gotta. He's like, "I've got to take the car to the bus station and then hitch back or airport and hitch back home."
Yes. And those two have to do all the yard work, which is like basically. Not yard work. It's not like mowing a half-acre lot. It's like we have like 4 acres that all fall. All the leaves have been falling on it, and now we have to get all the leaves out. We have to mow the whole thing. I mean, this is like a landscaping company job.
With a wonderful cleaning montage. Like they're it's just like with the wonderful music in the back, just to guide them along on their journey. And I'm sorry, but like that all in the span of how long? They
like 90 minutes.
Yeah, it's like how far away is that? How far away is that station? The take.
Oh, not to mention,
there must be trusting people in that area that take and pick up pictures all the time. It was a different time back then.
Because remember that when he gets to the airport to drop off that car, the dad is pulling up.
Yes. Yeah.
And he makes it back in time, hitching a ride before the dad who is driving his car.
Yeah. Have either one of you ever picked up hitchhikers before?
I don't drive, so no.
Okay. Rebecca?
I have never picked up a hitchhiker. I have hitchhiked. When I lived in Alaska, like when I lived in Denali National Park, which is probably the worst place to hitchhike because, you know what, no one will ever find you.
That's what I was about to say. Plenty of woods to bury body.
Dumbest thing ever, but you know, like
You're alive.
Yeah, I'm alive. Whatever. I'm here to talk about it. But yeah, but I've never picked up a hitchhiker.
I picked them up for years because, like, I was just, I don't know. I always had like a soft spot for people in bad situations, but no, like that shit very rarely happens. It always happens to other people, not to me. But well, I'll tell you the thing that, like, it's a funny story. What the reason why I stopped hitchhiking, picking up hitchhikers, is I picked it. I was going to a friend's house, and he lived down this very deep holler.
Right. HOLLER.
Yes. A hollow for those that don't speak the lingo. But anyway, there was a fellow at the end of it that was hitchhiking, wanting to take and go down into it. He lived at the far end of it, and I was just like, fine, it's whatever, because I always kept a gun and a knife in the car underneath my seat. So I was just like, well, I'm just gonna have to take matters into my own hands if things happen, which, you know, I probably would have bitched out if it actually had happened and be like, all right, just take the money, get the fuck out. but this guy, I'd never seen him before, and I pick him up, and he's just like, oh man, thank you for all of a sudden, as soon as he took and got in the car, I knew that I'd fucked up. Because he got in the car, and he was like, thank you. And he's dragging out his words all, like, very oddly. He says, I need to go to the end of the holler and see Mama. And I was like, okay. It's like, okay, well, yeah, it's no problem. I got a buddy. I'll take you as far out as I'm taking you driving down through there, and you can take and walk the rest of the way. He's like, I'll ride with you. And I was like, okay. Here we go driving. So.
And ever since then, Slade has looked at every French fry that he's eaten at a diner.
Well, it gets worse. He takes and is sitting there, and I'm a big guy. I'm like 6'5", and the guy next to me, he's around my size and probably weighs about 50 pounds more. So he just turns around and looks at me, and he goes, "Do you like knives?"
Oh.
And I say, "Yeah, I've got one on me right now." So I've got a pocket knife and I've got a big Bowie knife. And he says, can I see it? I say, no, you can't. You can't see it. He's like, no, man, I really like knives. I'm good with them. And I say, I'm sure you are. I'm sure you're great with them. He says, I'll take and sharpen it for you if you show it to me. And I say, well, my friend's house is like just right there, and it's totally not. I'm driving past.
Right, because you don't want to like ditch him right by your friend's house, or he's gonna be like killing you guys tonight.
Exactly. And he goes, oh, okay. Thank you very much, sir, for the ride. God bless you. You have a good evening. And I say, oh, God bless you too. You have a great day. And then as soon as I start to drive away, I urinate on this. No, but,
now you're just like, hey, can you give me the coordinates to your still?
I drive up the road, and I tell my buddy what happened, and he starts laughing his ass off because he's like, "Oh, you picked up old Rick." And I said, "What do you mean I picked up old Rick?" I said, "He's just slow. He takes and sharpens people's knives for money." He wasn't gonna take and do anything. I was like, man, I thought I was gonna get fucking murdered.
And you're like, I need to go back out and find old Rick to give him my knife so he can sharpen it for money.
He's just slow. He's super sweet. He goes gets groceries for my grandma sometimes.
Oh my god!
I was like, okay, that's fine, but I never. My ass did. No, my ass. That was from God. God was like, no, this is like, I'm gonna give you a freebie here. It's like, don't pick any fridge jackers.
Next time it's Hills Have Eyes, bitch.
Next time it's for real.
Somebody's gonna be taking a Polaroid of you in the car, so just keep going now.
But yeah, that's my. I started to get out on a tangent, but I loved. I have so many stories.
Oh man, that one is so good though.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's I hope he's doing fine now, and I hope he's got.
I'm sure he is, Slade. I'm sure he is. So what you tell somebody when they're like, "Oh, I think my dog just ran away." Oh, I'm sure he found a good home, Slade. I'm sure he found a good home.
No, everybody's taking and saying such nice things about him. He's just taking and going home and just smiling and polishing his skulls on the mantle.
Right, exactly.
He's a great guy.
He's like, I'm sharpening my knives on like the femur bones of humans. Oh,
with his fucking skin lamps that look like it's something that James Bell made. Just fucking shout out James Bell. Your skin lamps are fucking awesome, dude, but they're creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Okay, so back to Woodchipper Massacre. So the kids
derail that great.
Oh no, that was a great derailing. Great. But basically the kids have all the, yard work done. They get it done just in the nick of time. John shows up just to take the mower, whatever, and they're all like in the garage just hugging each other. And it's like, oh, and then the dad was like, oh, because they've already told him that Aunt Tass has left or whatever. And I think it's Denise that says, oh, I'm sure she'll be showing up from time to time. But oh,
oh, God. It's just like, oh, you helped your big brother without even being asked? Well, you know what?
You get that 10 speed.
Get that 10 speed. It's just a perfect ending. And they're just like, yay, we killed 2 people. And we're getting away with it. And we're totally not going to ever mention it again.
If you just took the framework of the movie of like, okay, 3 kids left alone, weird shit happens. Okay, it'd usually be like they threw a party, right? And there was all this weird shit happened. They had to clean it up. And like down to the very last second before mom and dad get home. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, we're talking like total 80s romp comedy.
Yeah.
Except for 2 murders.
It's like me and Maddie sitting at the table at Thanksgiving and just having a drink and just being like, Maddie, you remember that one time when Dad left and we murdered those 2 people? Remember that? I still haven't told anybody. Have you? No, we're
no big loss.
We're good.
No
we're totally fine. We're not going to have any lasting psychological issues.
Right. It's not going to be 20 years from now. We're not going to get a paranoid call from each other being like, oh my God, I got this like phone call and they hung up and I swear to God it's Aunt Tess.
They fucking know. They know. You didn't tell anybody, did you, you bitch?
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Okay, let's rate this because it's fun. So let's start, Maddie. You've been like the quietest one. You've been like the Tom of this. I'm the Denise, and I think that Slade's been the John. Oh well, that sounded bad, but
yeah, I've been called worse. That's fine.
I mean, I think I would give it a 4.
What?
I know. Same as Cannibal Campout. I really enjoy it, and I think I actually kind of prefer it over Cannibal Campout. But
wait, out of 10?
Well, are we doing out of 10? Didn't we do out of 5?
What are you doing out of 5?
Oh, that's right. Wrong show.
I would not give it that low of a rating. It's a great ass.
I know. That's what I was like, what? Yes, we're doing the video
we got
rating.
The turkey rating. We need Tony here to take and go.
Oh my god.
We miss you, Tony.
Second. Okay, so 4 out of 5.
Yeah, or a 9 out of 10. Whatever.
Yeah.
I know when I first saw it, I was disappointed it didn't have like gore or anything, but I really appreciate it now. I mean, I think it's very well done, and the comedic timing is great.
Oh yeah, especially for $400. Like,
oh yeah,
even then,
I do think it's a better movie than Cannibal Camp.
And he will admit it in the commentary that he actually had a script. It wasn't something that was just like all compiled together based on like who he could get at different times. Right, which is it's fair.
And there's a lot of dialogue. Everyone did a great job.
Oh yeah.
Kids
for
and
sure.
Everything. It's great.
I think the acting was just very, very strong throughout. Like it's for they're all not like great Hollywood actors, and it was all solid. I thought.
Agreed.
Yeah. So Slade. Okay. On the 5 scale, so I don't have another fucking heart attack.
I give it a 1. No. I would have to say 4.5. I'm gonna go throw in that extra half point. I think it's super fun, despite not being a horror movie, but it has enough of those elements to be quirky and unique and fun. And I haven't really seen anything. I don't really recall ever having had seen something that kind of blends that kind of sitcom comedy into with some dark elements in it. Probably since. I don't know. Have you guys seen anything that's kind of feels like this movie does?
Not to that degree. No.
Yeah. It's also a product of its time too, because it has a very 80s feel to it, obviously. So
banana clips and Swatch watches, a little bit.
Yeah. It's and also just on that, just on all those little elements there, and the wonderful music that his dad decides to play that's plays when he's dancing. I don't know why I'm laser focusing on that, but it amuses me every time I take and hear it. And if you can take and put that in, I will
try. Well, I have the DVD, so I can do it.
Yeah. This I don't know if you can edit this part. Like, would you want to know what Samantha thought of it?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, let me ask her if she would like to
say
anything. Because she's shy.
We want to hear Samantha.
Okay.
Samantha rocks.
Hold on just a second. Here she is. I had to take in.
Yeah, we're like, we want to hear your thoughts, Samantha.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Here I'm putting the headphones on her so she can hear you.
All right. We want to hear your thoughts.
Oh my gosh.
Hi, Sam.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello. How are you?
Good. So what are your thoughts on this great movie, Woodchipper Massacre?
I was told that the scale is 1 from 5.
Mm-hmm.
And to Slade's chagrin, I give it a 2.
A 2?
Can you hear him booing? Oh my gosh. It's
I think funny. I just heard the cat actually poo poo on you.
That's Artemis. He always poo poos on me. See?
All right. So, okay, let's hear it from a okay. So Samantha is an awesome, awesome human being. She is not an A horror fan, B shot on video. This was not really horror, but let's hear like why, like your rational explanation.
My rational explanation about why this is a two. It's not terrible. It's got some walls in it. Slade and I had a good time. There might have been wine involved. I think there should be wine involved. Or something.
Mm-hmm.
To enjoy this movie, it's got some walls in it. It's not something that I would want to sit down and watch again. It's not like, oh, that was the greatest thing I ever saw. And the script was so convincing, and I just cannot get over that soundtrack. And
which is what your husband loves the most.
Well, he's Slade, and we all know this. And the fact that there needs to be a 30-second shot of a dude backing down a driveway. I'm like, wow, you can drive a car. Good for you.
So basically, all the reasons we love it are the things that you're pointing out that you don't like about it.
I'm sorry. I
love it. I love it. No,
it's not for everyone.
No, we love Samantha's opinion. In fact, this might need to be a segment on all of our shows, by the way.
Oh,
which
means I have to watch more Slade movies.
Yeah. That's the only problem there. I'll throw you $5 here and there, okay, babe?
Olivia, that was when the Easter Bunny kills everybody, it's a shot on video. Like, I don't. Here comes either Murder Tale or something like that.
I was gonna say there's been a few of them.
There's been a few.
Casket and
not shot on video. That was not shot on video.
Oh, okay. Well, it was
bad.
It was highly questionable.
What are you talking about?
The wonderful art that is shot on video and just no budget drivel.
Hey, you know what? We all have our hobbies, and we all love who we love, and that's what it's all about, man.
That's what it's all about.
That's right. And so we need this Samantha.
And it's the greatest thing on planet Earth.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. Right. Yeah. Okay. Right now, Samantha Shepard said.
Okay, well, I'm glad I've entertained people. So yay me.
All right, love you, lady.
All right, here's Slade back.
So if you want to know what other people think of the movies that we like,
fucking two. Come on now.
Oh man, a two.
A two like, being nice. What?
like, bitch, make me dinner. Make me a pot pie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't think I've given my rating. I'm gonna go like 4.5. It's so amusing. I love it. I think like I can't remember exactly like renting this when I was a kid, but I know I did, and I know there was like a weirdness of it really wasn't a massacre, blah blah blah. But it is one of the ones that I loved, and so I whatever. I don't care. I can appreciate the comedy for what it is now. 4.5.
Yep. Yay! It's better than 2. Mm.
Yeah. By the way, hers does not count in the average. She is an adjacent judge, I guess we could call her.
She's the outside the sphere person taking looking in and be like, why are you watching this?
And maybe she can tell us what her favorite movie is. We can review that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take in next time we decide on another movie. I might subject her to it too. If you guys liked the wife's opinion coming in.
Yeah. I love the fact that she watched it. Honestly.
Yeah.
Wine was involved to take in facilitate that, and it helps that it was God. How long is this? It's like 57 minutes. little over an hour.
It was more than an hour. Yeah.
It's 80 minutes.
Was it? Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
Never mind. Then the wine made it fly by.
Okay, but to be fair, I watched every one of these movies when I was like 13, 14, 15 before wine was ever involved. So
did I.
Yeah.
This was one that I missed in the video store days. That when I picked up the Camp Motion was my first experience with it, and I was very happy I took and spent the extra money on it to snag it up, because at that time I don't think that there was any streaming options available. Now there is, so definitely take and go out and support the companies taking and putting out this stuff, and also take and support Tony. He's got 6 new Warlock releases out, so they're fantastic.
Right. Yep. So SOVhorror.com. And then we recently had somebody do a review on Metal Noir, which is one of the movies that we reviewed, which is really awesome. And then all of the Warlock movies, so DBQ and Death o' Lantern. Not going to be able to name them all, but go get them.
Yes.
Because you're stuck at home and you want something to watch. You want something good to watch.
And they're very reasonably priced.
Yes.
Very.
Yes, definitely. And can I also say that I've noticed lately on Tubi, there have been a lot of SOV films added. Yes, so I can't name them all because I'm, here without my Tubi. But I've noticed that there have been quite a few who've come up. I know Satan's Storybook, which was one that we did, and it didn't end up.
That one makes me so sad because that's still my favorite episode.
I know, but it didn't record right. So, but yeah, there's tons of SOV stuff coming up on Tubi.
Sophie.
Oh. You guys are just gonna have to figure out what the hell we're talking about.
Yeah, just watch it. It's wonderful. It really is. You've seen it, Maddie?
I haven't. No.
We might have to re-record it.
I think we do. Maddie, you need to watch it and we need to re-record it because it's not the greatest thing ever. But I usually say that, but I don't.
Me.
It's so unique.
Really?
Yes, but we had so many things that we still say, and no one understands why we're saying them because we didn't get to actually air the episode.
Why would you boil a skull and just oh god, no. Oh,
I'll definitely watch
it. You need to watch it.
It's like watching D&D in the first half, and then it's just weird. It just falls into such weird places.
Star, and maybe the Seventh Seal at some point. Yeah. Watch it.
It's good. I recommend it to everybody. I for the longest time in
except
groups,
for Samantha.
I would show her that one. She would probably like it even more than that because it's just so bizarre. It's an experience. It really is. Take and watch it.
You have a porn star who is an action hero, and God, you got everything, man.
Sexy ninjas that are warriors of God fighting the devil, and
you guys are really selling this movie to me.
Yes. Okay. Yes. So Maddie, next time, Satan's Storybook, right?
Okay.
Oh, we're doing it again, boys. Tony, Sophie.
He's gonna have to come back to that one, man. We'll make it as short as possible.
Yeah, he just pop in and be like, "Oh."
All right, God. Kids. Well, thank you for listening to this episode of SOBs Who Love SOV, and we'll try to be more consistent. We promise. Yeah.
Cross fingers. The Rona has changed the world. And
my Rona. All right. Hey. Good night, guys.
Good night.
Good night.
Mwah.